Welcome to From the Pilot Seat. Join me as we explore real aviation stories, lessons learned, and incredible flying machines. If you love flying or want to learn, hit subscribe and come along for the ride. For deeper insights, check out my books, Lessons from the Sky and From the Pilot Seat. They could make all the difference on your next flight.
In the upright position and prepare for takeoff. Welcome to Flight Path TV. In the seaside resort town of Tauranga, pilot John Martin, who owns a tandem skydiving company, is in the business of fear.
You're good to go.
Yeah, sweet.
All right, let's get up there.
Proud of you, man.
Or more precisely, in conquering fear.
At the age of 16, I made my first parachute jump. Went on to make about 650 skydives. At the age of 18, I brought my first aircraft.
That's all clear now. Any questions?
No, sounds great.
Sweet, let's go.
Still enjoy it every time we get up there and open that door, hear the screaming and yelling and seeing people at their best. It's, I still get a buzz out of it.
But what's remarkable about John is that he knows more than most people about facing and overcoming fear. Because 20 years ago, while working as a crop duster, John crashed, burned, and very nearly died.
I was spraying fish fertiliser. I was returning to a job that I'd been doing earlier that morning. This was one extra drum of fert that the farmer had organised at the last minute. I can remember flying out there and sort of thinking that something just didn't feel quite right. There was this niggling feeling. Unbeknown to me, fuel sender unit had failed and the engine was actually losing power, and I just hadn't been alerted to it with the constant speed prop and all that sort of thing. I dived the plane down for its second spray run. As I crossed the boundary fence, pulled back on the stick, the plane just continued to sink rapidly towards the ground. I sort of came out of this impact with a startled disbelief. Didn't break a bone, but I knew I had to get out of there. I opened the hatch, undid my harness, and the next part of the ordeal is the only part I can't really remember, and all I can think is that that is when the aircraft blew up. I remember rolling around on the grass as my body suddenly just swarmed in pain. I'd been burnt to 70% of my body.
John spent the next 3 months in the hospital in an induced coma, enduring many skin grafts and a long recovery period. But he was determined to get back in the air.
I was flying about a year after my accident. Had a very supportive doctor. He could see that it was important for my recovery that I got flying again.
Beauty.
I don't know that I ever would have fully recovered if I was never able to fly.
About 2 years after his crash, John started his tandem skydiving business and employed one of his old parachuting buddies, Tiger Johnson, as his jump master.
To be honest, I think when he had his accident, in some ways it changed him and made him appreciate life more. And if you appreciate life, then you're enjoying life. And if you're enjoying life, you're going to have a good time.
And making it good also means making it safe.
I look back on the time where I was young and pretty keen to give anything a go. I remember being part of the first base jump in New Zealand. We did a base jump off the container crane over in Tauranga here. It was a way of thinking where you were chasing adventure and excitement and you would do whatever it took to get it. That view has probably changed now. I take a real pride in how I look after my gear and keep things up to speed.
He's a very competent pilot, and I think his accident has had a lot to do with that as well. There's the old story, there are old pilots and there are bold pilots, but there are no old, bold pilots. John is very capable and knows where the limits are.
And today, all is going according to plan, as another slightly terrified customer is about to take the plunge from 10,000 feet.
I got to admit that I used to probably have a problem with looking at people who had some sort of disfigurement or something and go, oh gosh, it must be terrible, you know, to be like that. And when it happened to me, I think I learned a big lesson in life that, hey, it really wasn't an issue, you know, it was all your attitude towards it. I look around today where I've got this fabulous skydiving business, and I think I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Woo! All right.
awesome, just awesome.
So I feel very lucky to be here.
If you love flying or want to learn, hit subscribe and come along for the ride. For deeper insights, check out my books, Lessons from the Sky and From the Pilot's Seat. They could make all the difference on your next flight.